Evaluating limits of trigonometric functions using direct substitution. Alright, so we're going to start off with an example. This example tells us to evaluate the limit as x approaches pi over 2 of cosine of 2x times sine of x over 3. Alright, so now since this method is using direct substitution, what we're going to do is we're going to take the a value and we're going to directly substitute it. And we know that when we do this direct substitution, we can drop the limit notation. We have applied the limit. So that's going to give us cosine of 2 times our a value, which is pi over 2, times sine of our a value, which is pi over 2, over 3. Alright, so then we just can come in here and we can simplify the insides. We're going to get cosine of 2 pi over 2 times sine, and here we have pi over 2 divided by 3. So let's just take a look at that over here on the side. So we're going to have pi over 2 divided by 3. And we can rewrite this as pi over 2 times 1/3. And pi over 2 times 1/3 ends up being pi over 6. So therefore we can simplify pi over 2 over 3 as being pi over 6. Alright, then from here, we can see that our inputs are in radians, so we need to remember that our unit circle, we need to look for radians. So on our unit circle, if we go to 2 pi over 3, and we look at cosine, which is the x value, we can see that this expression is going to be negative 1/2. And then for sine of pi over 6, we'll go to pi over 6, we'll check out the y value. The y value at pi over 6 on the unit circle is positive 1/2. Giving us an answer of negative 1/4. Alright, next up, we want to evaluate the limit as x approaches 2 pi of cosine of x over 6 times tangent of x over 8. Now again, this is direct substitution, so we can just come in here and we can substitute the 2 pi in for the x's. And since we are substituting the value in, we can drop the limit. So this is going to give us cosine of 2 pi over 6 times tangent of 2 pi over 8. Alright, well then we can simplify these fractions. So we're going to get cosine of pi over 3 times tangent of pi over 4. And then we just need our unit circle. So going to the unit circle, remember cosine represents x, and the x value of pi over 3 is going to be 1/2. And then tangent is pi over 4, and if you remember your unit circle well enough, you know that tangent of pi over 4 is going to be 1. However, if you don't quite remember it that well, let's remember that tangent of x is equal to sine of x over cosine of x. So tangent of pi over 4 is going to be sine of pi over 4 over cosine of pi over 4. Sine of pi over 4 is radical 2 over 2. Cosine of pi over 4 is radical 2 over 2. And that's where the 1 comes from. So then just to finish up this problem, 1/2 times 1 is 1/2. Alright, next up we have something very similar. This time we're looking at the limit as x approaches pi over 2 of cosine of 2x plus cosine of 4x over 3. And again, we always want to try direct substitution first to see if it works. So we can drop the limit. Cosine of 2 times pi over 2 plus cosine of 4 times pi over 2 over 3. And then we can start simplifying this down. This is going to give us cosine of 2 pi over 2 plus cosine. And let's see, 4 times pi over 2 is going to be 2 pi, and then over 3. And then we can see the 2's inside the cosine cancel out, leaving us with cosine of pi plus cosine of 2 pi over 3. And if we remember, cosine of pi is negative 1, And cosine of 2 pi over 3 is negative 1/2, giving us a value of negative 3/2 as our solution. All right, and finally, one last example here. We want to evaluate the limit as x approaches pi over 2 of cosine of 2x over 3 plus tangent of x over 2. And as you can see from these problems, the two challenging features are first simplifying the fraction and then remembering our unit circle. So we can plug these in for the x value, and this is going to give us the limit as x approaches pi over 2 of cosine of 2 times pi over 2 over 3 plus tangent of pi over 2 over 2. Well, for in our first cosine, we can see the 2 in the numerator is going to cancel out with the half. And I'm sorry, I made a big boo-boo here that I shouldn't have. First off, remember when we said when we do direct substitution, we have applied the limit, so I didn't need to write that again, so I do apologize for that. So let's just get rid of that, and then let's just rewrite that equal sign. There we go. Again, sorry about that. But that's going to leave us with cosine of pi over 3 plus tangent, and then pi over 2 over 2, similarly to what we did before. We had said that pi over 2 over 2 is the same thing as pi over 2 times 1/2, which gives us pi over 4. And then evaluating these out, let's see, cosine of pi over 3 is going to be positive 1/2, and we have already determined that tangent of pi over 4 is 1, giving us a final answer of 3 over